this nail polish color that it reminded, it was like I saw it, it was this strange emotional connection, and it took me a day or two, and I realized it was the same color of the paint water, the dirty paint water. My father was an artist, and it was the same color as his water.
Ruby Woo, I'm in love. I remember growing up and my mom used to wear these bright lip colors. I always loved it. My grandmother will not go to the mailbox without lipstick on, and so I have this like real connection to lipstick.
I'm 39, so women around my age and younger have sort of begun to think of beauty as really a thing about choice. I mean, you know, my body, my choice, in a very different way than how that phrase originated. And have come to look at things like manicures and, you know, makeup and playing with hairstyles as a place of play, a place of joy, a place of self-expression, a place of identity, really. And I think that that's really exciting to explore. I also think that it's easy to get lost in that and to not look at the ways in which that becomes a feeling of duty.
And when I think about like, what I learned as a young person, looking at magazines as I'm in the grocery store and like begging my mom to get me a subscription to 17, that's where it all started. That's where this idea that I wasn't good enough, that I wasn't pretty enough, that's where it started.
Telling women that they're doing something wrong works. If you look at the data, and when you frame things that are fear-based and that are telling women, hey, you're doing it all wrong, you don't even know it, that makes the reader curious. And she's like, oh, what am I doing wrong? Like, you know, how am I using my washcloth incorrectly? I mean, these are the kinds of things that I see, and they drive me crazy.
If you're dark with a wide nose and big lips, the colors of lipstick that you're supposed to be able to wear, like this many in the color index. If you're light, you have straight hair, you have a thin nose and thin lips, the colors that you can wear are this wide.
My little daughter just started wearing lipstick. Oh my gosh. It's so adorable. It always, she sends me photos and they always look so good.
For me, the thing that was always very exciting about blogs was this opportunity to hear things from a different perspective. And I think within beauty, to have people who maybe didn't look like a runway model have influence and to share their honesty.
A lot of women who have a lot of thoughts and to some degree anger about what we sort of have been told for decades by publications aimed at women. I mean, I think Jezebel really changed the game. People were paying attention to Jezebel and being like, oh yeah, this is right on. I think women's magazines had to respond to that. They had to become a little sassier. They had to become more critical.
The thing I always really liked about Lucky was, first of all, it didn't tell women to diet. Part of the reason I wanted to come on board was that Eva Chen changed the magazine to make it more diverse, more inclusive, more contemporary.
I grew up reading this book over and over again, like Laura Stein. I mean, honestly, she's why I wanted to intern at Ms. Magazine. I mean, she's such a feminist rock star.
When I was an intern at Ms., one of the other interns and I, we'd stayed in touch over the years, and Autumn started a beauty blog, and I had become a beauty editor, and we got coffee one day, and we were just talking like, do you think Gloria would have been proud of us if she knew how we turned out? But it sparked this really interesting conversation about being a feminist, being very much a strong feminist, and simultaneously being fascinated by the construct of beauty, but also having a critical eye on the way that we look at beauty, on how many people it's excluded.
And I don't believe that based upon how dark someone is, they should not be allowed a particular color of lipstick. It just doesn't make any sense. And I think that idea has its roots in colorism.
I don't want to lose sight of the ways in which beauty is still very much an easy trap for women to fall into, and to look at the work of it and where that work might be detracting from other areas of our lives. You know, I get frustrated sometimes because I do the fun stuff, and then I do the stuff that I don't really like to do all that much. And yes, I question why, but I also wonder what could I be doing with this time, you know, and the money. But you know, at the end of the day, I'm still there getting my wax.
For a lot of people, hearing that you're okay as you are, and working toward internalizing that is radical. Like it's where everything starts, because once you feel that kind of security and that power, you can be potentially limitless.
I put on my Ruby Woo as an act of protest, because to think that it's 2015 and we're still abiding by these ridiculous standards of beauty is just, it's crazy. As humans, we need to evolve beyond that point.